Flag is up. Off and racing in the Sports Toto 4D Jackpot Stakes. One of the best away there was Gabar. It's firing across with Spade of Ace, Mr. Hopkins. Master Chiangman is placed handily early, and Gabar will lead on settling. From Spade of Ace, Master Chiangman. They were followed by Mr. Paul Andre, and next along then as they work off the back there is Mr. Hopkins. And also in that division too, racing around the outside, the Great Command from the wide draw. Our is next along. After that we had behind those Maybe with High Tensile. Further back in the field behind those then, as they approach the bend, is Easter Mate. Limbs Pershing is back to last. And as they come off the back, Jerome Village, I should say, is back about third last and is racing wide. 600 metres to go. Gabar now joined by Mr. Paul Andre. Out three wide, Spade of Ace. The Great Command is working closer as well. And through on the inside, Master Chiangman from Mr. Hopkins. And then came High Tensile. And further back, Arkara, Jerome Village to the outside. Below the 400 now. And Master Chiangman shot to the leader. But here comes the Great Command. And Mr. Hopkins is sliding up along the rail. And Mr. Paul Andre's out very wide. But Mr. Hopkins has stolen a break and broke away from Master Chiangman. D Great Command out wider, Mr. Paul Andre. It's Mr. Hopkins. He wants the line badly and he'll get up. Resuming from a spell. First up, Mr. Hopkins has got the job done. Mr. Hopkins has defeated Master Chiangman. Third over was Mr. Paul Andre, and then D Great Command and Easter Mate. They were followed by Maybe, Arkara, Jerome Village, High Tensile, Spade of Ace, Limbs Pershing, and Gabar has weakened to run last. So Mr. Hopkins, number 3, ridden by Shafiq. Never went around a horse. He stuck to the rail throughout. And Mr. Hopkins, first up since April, has won the prize, defeating Master Chiangman, number 12. And third should go the way of number 4, was it? D Great Command was there. Mr. Paul Andre. Mr. Paul Andre, I think, has got up in time to grab third. It will. Number 11 has run third. D Great Command just missing the place there. Got out to good odds, this horse, Mr. Hopkins. On best form, he is capable of winning these types of races. A former Singapore galloper. He was quite a handy performer. In Kranji, this horse, Mr. Hopkins, he's now had the 5 local starts for 2 wins. Master Chiangman goes down by about half a length at the end. Mr. Paul Andre, and then we had D Great Command. But gee, they were racing at tight quarters off the back straight. And Mr. Hopkins has prevailed, a 6-year-old grey gelding. He's by Master Craftsman out of Ruby Rouge. Is trained by Shane Ellis for the Oscar Racing Stable and ridden by Shafiq. 42 and 21 the return there for number 3. Mr. Hopkins has defeated 12 Master Chiangman, trained by Evert van Broekelen, ridden by S.U. Lim, and third is the 11 Mr. Paul Andre, trained by Shane Edwards and ridden by the apprentice A.R. Iman, and fourth is number 4 D Great Command, ridden by Casey Wong for Frank Maynard. The margins are 3/4 by 3 3/4 with a nectar fourth. It was 3/4 by 3 3/4 with a nectar fourth in 122.5. 3:12.11 official after the running of race 5 here in KL.